people who actually start to change their lives don't start in January. Girl, it's almost fall winter time. Hey, I'm so excited. I love fall winter. And if you clicked on this video, you need to lock in probably for the fall and winter months. I'm about to tell you something that's a little bit counterintuitive, but stay with me. I'm going somewhere with it. The world and social media is telling you that by January 1st, you have to start your new life. You have to start everything from scratch and that you need to lock in by the new year. The reality of the situation is the people who actually start to change their lives don't start in January. They start in those fall and winter months. We're talking about right now. There's a reason why God gave us a season called winter. And I truly do believe that we're supposed to be using it a lot differently than what we're using it for. And granted, I'm all for the pumpkin spice and the fall decor and the winter wonderland themes, but again, stick with me. So if you've ever felt like you need a hard reset, but you are exhausted by all of this pressure to do everything dramatic in one day, this is for you. Let me show you how to do the godly winter art. The fall winter months is not a time for you to be hustling out here. On God's green earth and in nature, winter is when things go underground. The trees outside, they aren't dead. They're resting, they're restoring, they're powering up for the season, prepping themselves, if you will. Not to get too deep, but I really do believe that our souls are the same way. Our souls need a winter like that as well. A season of rest, a season of just going inward, of letting God work in the quiet place, so that when spring and even summer comes around again, we're able to grow and blossom and bloom. So let's get down to the nitty gritty, because this is what the actual godly winter arc means. We're going to break it up into like 3 parts so we can take notes and we can kind of break it down. Part 1, I think that we resist this stage the most only because it feels like we're doing nothing. I'm going to call this the inward season. The rest is holy. The Bible doesn't suggest rest. It actually commands that it happens. There's literally an entire commandment about Sabbath. Now, God rested on the 7th day, and I don't think he did it because he was tired. I think he was resting because he was modeling something for you and me. And I've learned over the past few years of my life that rest doesn't equate to laziness, which rest is obedience. When you are disobedient and you decide that you don't want to rest, you are actually telling God that you don't even trust him to hold things together. In other words, you can do it by yourself. And girl, me just saying that is exhausting. Furthermore, it's actually pretty arrogant, but conversation for a different day. So this winter, give yourself permission to rest on purpose, to go to bed earlier so that you can wake up on time for your 5 a.m. routine, to say no to things that drain you and to spend more time with God, to go after God in your quiet place and allow him to refill you with all his love and his goodness instead of running on empty and pretending that you're fine. Part number 2, this is where we're actually going to put some motion into it. So we're actually going to do something in this step. But here's the catch. The godly winter arc is not about doing all the things and locking in and going hard. Even though, side note, I will be locking in personally, but that will be a different video for a different day. It's about doing the right few things. So we're going to call this step the narrowed focus. As it pertains to nature, as I went with this analogy earlier, in the wintertime, the tree does not grow new branches. Trees pour all of their energy back into their roots underneath that tree that you see. So I want you to think of this season for the godly winter arc as like you doing some work on your roots. So here's the practical version of that. Instead of listing out a list of 30 things that you need to get done for this New Year's resolution, you just need to choose 3 things that you need to get done by this fall winter timeframe. Here's how I want you to pick your 3, and I'm going to give you 3 questions for you to write out, and I need for you to answer it so that you know what needs to be done by December. Number 1, what's one habit that will make the biggest difference in my peace? Number 2, what's the one thing this year that God has been continuously nudging me about? And number 3, what is the one thing that I can actually keep doing when life gets hard? Because it will always get hard. You just have to figure out how to maneuver it. In your answering, I need you to be honest with yourself. Not doing this list and answering these questions for what's going to impress someone on social media. What is your honest answer for just you, your eyes, and God? Those are the 3 questions or roots that I need for you to answer. Everything else that that you decide to put down there for your New Year's resolution is just branches in your tree. Part 3. This is the favorite part. This is the part that's going to make everything stick together. Because again, like I've said plenty of times before, if you're new here, I stand on this hill. Motivation is going to fade. It'll fade by week 2. I promise you. Devotion over your discipline and the motivation is always going to be the key. So number 3 is the daily small yes, or if you want to just write down 1% better. Here's the thing about consistency and motivation. It's not going to be built with this dramatic start that, oh, on January 1, we're going to get it together. It's never going to be that type of situation. You can try. 9 times out of 10, you won't technically succeed with that mind frame. It's built with a tiny, repeatable yes, a 1% better mind frame. So every day this winter, I want you to commit to one small yes. Every single day. I'm not talking about the whole system and the 5 a.m. routines and the workout routines and the food routine. We're not talking about that. We're talking about one thing that you can purposefully do every single day in the day of winter. Fall. Start right now. Some days it can be 10 minutes in your Bible and 15 minutes for a Bible study. Some days it can be a slow walk instead of a 5K race. Some days it might just be going to bed on time every night. At 9 o'clock, you're going to bed. It does not need to be big. It just has to mean that you're going to be devoted to the consistency of it all. And here's the beautiful part about that. When you are doing a small yes every day to become better, you stop being at the mercy of your own motivation. You start building that rhythm that carries you, girl. And that's God's grace because he's showing up and letting you do all the work in the dark. This is not a lock in and hustle harder type of vibe. Side note, I probably will do a bit of a lock in myself just because I have certain goals that I want to reach this year. Also, I'm not here to guilt you into doing more. The world is loud enough. I am not trying to add more to your plate. But at the end of the day, some winters are meant for doing. Some winters are meant for healing. Only you and God know which season this is for you. And it is okay if this winter is mostly about rest. Maybe you need the rest from the crazy year that we all have had this past. It feels like 365 days, but girl, it's only been 8 months. Having a godly winter arc is not about being productive 24/7. It is about being present with yourself, with your mind, with your body, with God, more importantly. Springtime comes, you don't have to get ready because you already are ready. Spring is a time where we are outside. We are loving the weather. We are sharing the gospel. We are doing all the conferences. We're doing all the church thingies that we are meant to do to help spread the gospel. Now, in a separate video, I will be sharing how I plan on doing my godly winter arc. But if you are interested in seeing that video, talk to me and let me know. Type in, I need a part 2 so I can go ahead and share with you what I'll be doing for my godly winter arc. So here's what I want you to take with you from this video. The people who actually start to change their lives do not start with a dramatic New Year's resolution. They start in the dark. They start in the quiet place. They start in the fall, winter months, letting God do his work in you before he does his work through you. Here's your one small yes for the day. Plan out, don't strategize anything that has to do with the winter arc. Pump your brakes. Just pick one of those 3 small routes that I mentioned earlier, choose it on purpose, and start the execution tomorrow. Comment, I'm starting my winter arc below so that I know that you're in. And tell me, what's the one thing that you plan on focusing on this season? Also, being led to say this out of nowhere, but make sure you're taking your vitamins and taking care of your well-being during this time. Do it before winter starts. Seasonal depression is a real thing, and I want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself internally, especially with everything that's going on with our food in America. Make sure you're fasting and make sure that you're taking vitamins, as well as kind of help rebuke some of the seasonal depression that typically happens around this time. That was just a side note. But anyway, all right, girlfriend, I'll see you in the next one. Love you. See you all winter.